Hey, thanks so much for joining me. My name is Ben and this is the Fanatics of Film. I am here as a guest on the Entertainment Hacker channel. Thanks so much for having me on, John Paul Rye. Because our recent experience with the last Venom movie, granted it had some of its issues, but I had to revisit a lot of, to do my research, I did have to do quite a bit of going back and watching some Venom material and checking out some of those really interesting aspects to it. Venom's pretty far up there as far as the cool factor of a character and what it did. I mean, it's probably the one of the newest Marvel characters that exists today and now in the cinematic experience, not necessarily in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, however, but in what we have today, at least in the Marvel universe, which is what Sony is trying to do. So hopefully that Spider-Verse that they're trying to create there will continue and to escalate and to be good. But anyway, the Venom stories that I did revisit in the comics are pretty damn cool, and they're really damn good. Like, excuse me, my favorite villain would have to be Venom. But anyway, I'm going with heroes right now, and the Hulk is my favorite. It's been my favorite for a long time. The reason why he has been is because it started with me when I was very young, and in the 70s, if you guys don't know this, in the 70s they had two properties that were very prominent in television, and that's Wonder Woman and the Hulk. Both pretty darn popular TV series. My favorite part about it is that they had to keep, they always kept the stupid shirt on, so he just looks like really kind of dorky with like the ripped shirt on, but it's just to show that he ripped out of the same shirt. So that was the first experience that I had with the Hulk when I was a kid. I was watching this, and they were reruns at that time, but that's what I was watching. And so pretty quickly after that, we had the films come out. Now, a lot of people have some bad things to say about the 2003 Hulk movie. So I actually did enjoy it. I actually enjoyed pretty much most of the iterations of the Hulk, and so there was the Ang Lee movie that was in 2003. So that was just called Hulk, and then the Incredible Hulk in 2008, and then which was Edward Norton, and then of course 2009 there was a Hulk versus movie, and then Planet Hulk, and those are all just like animated features, but I think he's a really fascinating character because of all these things that you have. You have the aspect probably that's the most interesting about this. I always wondered if it was kind of like, you know, in relationship to the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing, because you have a good-natured protagonist, scientist, smart guy, pretty much of just super creative, scientifically speaking, and ends up falling into this accidental situation where he becomes this other thing where he has, and to me, I find it like an interesting. It's a holistically interesting character because you get to just beat up anybody you want without like he says in these most recent Marvel movies, it was the other guy, you know, saying, so it's this other guy who basically beats up your bullies for you, I guess. But it's kind of a funny thing. So one of my favorite things about the Hulk is the fact that his idea or the concept came in 1962, but Stan Lee said that it was the Hulk's creation was inspired by a combination of Frankenstein and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And so it's quite kind of cool to think about that, because Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, you know, it's like something where he can actually, snuff it out, or he can suppress this other being that he becomes. He can suppress the nightmarish monster that he inevitably will become. So anyway, I thought the Edward Norton one was really good. Apparently, he just tries to take over every set. He tries to take over every single movie set situation. So he intends to
that's why he didn't continue with this one. So I mean, he initially came out in '62. The character had appeared the first debut issue of the Incredible Hulk in May of 1962, possessing a vast degree of physical strength, and his alter ego, Dr. Robert Bruce Banner, a physically weak, socially withdrawn, and emotionally reserved physicist, the two existing as independent personalities and resenting of the other. So very cool in that aspect, how you have these two entities inside of you and having to kind of control those two things. So you have the aspect of multiple personalities, which is also a very interesting concept in and of itself. Which leads you to think about Glass, that movie Glass.